Enough of that stuff. I don't know why, I just have Sonic 2 stuck in my head. Okay, anyways, Chaos Dragons. Bit of a backstory behind this. Basically, I just kind of felt like I kind of started to miss running a dragon-based deck. I had my Dino Rabbit deck, which was taken down, which I took down in order to put parts towards this. I know I had Volzars and stuff like that, like the Largia, the Dock and stuff like that, but it didn't really feel like a proper dragon deck to me. So, but this on the other hand just does, because, you know, you just have the dragons up there, up front, ready to roll. Just coming left, right and centre. And you've just got other stuff to support it. So I just figured, you know what? I'm going to give it another try. This isn't the first Chaos Dragon deck I built. I built one about a year ago or something now that kind of flopped. And so I figured I might as well just build something that's more to the point. So here we go. 3 light pulses. This is just your standard stuff. You have shenanigans left, right, and center with this goddamn thing. This is just... there are no words. I wouldn't be surprised if they hit this thing in the ban list. Because, yeah, Chaos Dragons are still going pretty crazy, even though they have no future. And they have no... they only have 1 Darkness Metal. Sorry about that, just had to take my drink before I ripped my throat to shreds. Rank 6 Exceed plays as well, if you get 2 of these out, which is not actually that hard. That hasn't been very difficult for me in the testing that I've done with it. It's been... well, I mean, Lord knows that if you run any less than 3, you're kinda eh. I mean, I wouldn't blame you if you ran less than 3. I mean, not every deck runs Light Pulsar at 3. A couple of stuff runs there. But in Chaos Dragons, 3 pretty much is just optimum. 3 would also be an optimum number for the Dark Flares, because you just have more access to your rank 5s. But the only difference being that the rank 5s I run, you can just use anything. The rank 6s, one of them requires all dragons, so it's not like you can just go track with that. In this case, you can go track, so I have more access with the rank 5s. The effect of this thing itself, though, is always handy, you know. If your opponent's got Necro Gardeners engraved, you know, banish those. Play against Richie's Elemental Hero deck. You know? Let's get into mill off his Necro Shade and then banish it with this thing. And he'll be like, God damn it. I take a piss out of friends. Nah. Anyways, so yeah. Eclipse Wyvern. I only have 2 targets, that's why I just have the 1. Most people have only 2 targets, so that's why they just have the 1. There's my targets. Just showing them off just showing these off at once, because these just do what they do best. Dad is dad. Dark Armed is Dark Armed, and Darkness Metal is Darkness Metal. There is nothing much more that you need to say about these 2 cards that most people don't already know. It's as simple as that. Milling engine now. Pretty stock standard milling engine, really. It's just the 3 Lilas, your 3 Raikos, for what you can see there, and then your 2 card troopers. It really is just standard. You know, you've got your Raikos for shenanigans, all those flippies and stuff like that. You've got your Lilas. They bait out the bottomlesses as well, because, you know, they're just going to blow shit up if they are allowed to. And, you know, just kind of, yeah. So, I will make more random noises. But yeah, like I said, basic milling engine. Blow up cards, get draws, mill shit, mill up the yin yang. Go to the mill as the little red chicken with a bunch of flour, then make bread and never share it with anybody else because they didn't help you to make it. Okay then. Tour Guide engine. Night Assailant in this situation is hella handy, and once again, these 3 eyes of my Sengen are being read by my camera as a face. Like, seriously, camera, please stop with that. It's kind of weird. It did this the first time as well. But yeah, Night Assailant, ditch that and a light for your light to get your light pulsar back. You get a Raikou back as well. No minusing. No minusing at all. It's hella goddamn handy. And Tour Guides are now both supers, so I don't have to be anal about having a Starfoil and a super. It's always handy. Plague Spread is always a good mill. Adds extra synchro support to the deck as well. I really like it, you know. Just, you know, mill it out. And then maybe like stack something that you want in grave, or stack something dead on top of your deck to bust this thing out, and then mill something with, I don't know, maybe Raikou. Beats me. But yeah, Plague, hella handy. BLS Envoy, standard. Chaos Sorcerer, standard again. Gonna bling this out. I have a super rare on its way, so I would just be like, shiny up in your grill shit, you know. Hand Traps, Gauze, standard. 2 Trag, I found, has actually been very handy. Double Trag has certainly proven its worth as well. So this will be hanging around at 2 for a while, unless the ban list puts it at 1, then I'll just be kind of a sad panda. It would probably give me a good excuse to give Phantom of Chaos a try, because that's the one thing about that I forgot to say about Plague Spreader, is I put it in favour of Phantom of Chaos, because Plague Spreader actually has a purpose while it's in the grave, other than to be, you know, dark fodder. You know, you can bring it back from the grave and sync with it. With Phantom of Chaos, it's useless in grave unless you're going to banish it. Veilers are absolutely lovely in this deck. I might run one of those if Trag gets put to 1, but I don't really think Trag's going to get put to 1 unless, like, they really don't like Trag. I don't know. Spells, the Charge, General Search, Solar Recharge. I might actually cut this down to 2. Solar Recharge at 3 has not really been working quite as well as I would like, because I have a tendency to dead draw them a lot, so it's just kind of eh. Maybe I'll just keep them in and maybe like side one out for game 2 and 3 if they really become an arsehole, but eh. Allure. You run enough darks, it works, and if you don't, then just side it out. Burial. This has proven its worth. Anybody who tells me to take this out, I will. They can just line up for me to scoff at. Basically, this thing helped me kick Dark World's ass using that, because I blasted almost their entire field off with Dark Arm. Then I just used that to recycle the darks that I banished. Wipeout, exact dueling bonus. And if he didn't get through, then it was either going to be Darkness Metal or BLS that was going through. So, yeah, it was pretty much screwed. MST at 3 because I like back row hate. Have I mentioned I like back row hate? By the way, I like back row hate. Yeah, I'm going to shut up now. Heavy Storm, Dark Hole, Monster Reborn, standard stuff. No traps because this is apparently not supposed to main traps. I don't know. I figured I'd just roll with it. Okay, extras. Maybe a bit unorthodox, but nah. 1 Gaia Dragon. I did have 2 in there, but I don't really summon it anywhere near as often as... I don't really summon it as often as I would... I don't summon it often enough to run 2 of it, to be blatantly honest. So I'm just like, screw it, stick with 1. It's handy. A Tomb. Yeah, the only way you can go into this is with 2 light pulses. As I said, it's not really that difficult. So it's just kind of Bouncer, because Bouncer is just is Bouncer. It's awesome. Rank 5s, Tyrus and Adrius, always handy, you know. You don't just have to run these guys. If you want to run like Zenmaya or anything, or Marchu Mech if you want to, then go right ahead. But I just stick with the Tyrus and Adrius because they have a Chaos theme and they are basically polar opposites. Speaking of Chronomaly, Atlantis is also decent. I'm actually thinking I might try putting Atlantis in this deck somehow, because I've got enough numbers, as you'll see from the rank 4s and 3s, because I've got Queen Dragoon, of course, just kind of here, really. I mean, you know what it does, brings out dragons and stuff like that. Utopia, of course, because it's Utopia. 3s, there's the Leviathan. There is the Leviathan, beat stick. Acid Golem, love the shit out of this thing, because you can just trip it off for a light pulsar once it starts hurting you. But if I go with side options, this thing will piss the opponent off big time. I have plans, believe me. Zen Mines. That really just is Zen Mines, not Zen Mains, for the love of shit. Synchros, Stardust, Scrap Dragon, the Me8s, and the Me7s are Black Rose and the Ancient Sacred Wyvern. Ancient Sacred Wyvern has won me games, but yeah, like I said with the Chronomaly Atlantis, I've got a bunch of numbers and stuff like that, so it's definitely handy. So, and I've got it in this bottom drawer. I would say I'm looking at it, but apparently I've put the Dyson Sphere at the top of the pile that it's in. Okay, just my complex. Down goes another swig of my drink. Okay, side deck, kind of experimental, but what can you do? Prime Material. I really feel like I need this at the moment, because, you know, you don't really know what to expect at my locals, and I have seen burn decks there before, so I figured that this would work. And it's another level 6, so it intertwines well with the light pulsars for the Atom. You bust this out with your Acid Golem around, you're going to get 2k each turn. That is hella handy. The equivalent, like, you pretty much just get free Solemn Warnings if I played Solemn Warnings, but I don't. But yeah, that's just kind of ridiculous. DD Crow, tech at the moment, really. That's why I've only got the one. I kind of did the same thing with Max C as well, in that, like, I'd try one, and then if I liked it, then I'd throw in a second. I decided to go screw it and throw the second in. I'm just like, okay, whatever, just run it at 2. It's a hella handy card. I'd just be like, go for it. Thunder Kings, nothing more need to be said. Mind Control. This is particularly good in the mirror. You can just kind of go like, steal the opponent's light pulsar, and then stack it with your light pulsar and get out a Tomb or Bouncer or anything stupid like that. So it's just kind of awesome like that. Lance. Lance is Lance. There just isn't much to say about that, aside from Armstrong, but that's another story. Smashing Grounds are just the Smashing Grounds. It's just blah blah blah. Creature Swap. Kind of pluck this from the standard Bahamut Rabbit strategy, and that is to rabbit into Cavazols, into Fengus, Bahamut Shark, bust out Acid Golem and Creature Swap. But basically, once I run out of overlay units, I can just go Creature Swap and take one of their monsters and just be like, oh hey, there you go. You can have an Acid Trip. And if you're staring down something beastly like a BLS, just go like, here you go, Light Pulsar, Creature Swap, kill the Light Pulsar, get your pluses. It's just like, opponent auto rage quit, basically. And 2 trap stun, because yeah, for the ultimate trap heavy decks, and they are just gonna be like trolling the shit out of you. And those attempts have taken me 40 freaking minutes. It's so stupid. And both decklist videos have taken longer on their retried attempts than they have in their first time. So it's just kind of which sucks. But oh well, I still have my Hieratic decklist to do and my Exceeds Beatdown decklist. Well, it was formerly called Vice Challenger, but I renamed it. For the record, my Heretics is actually an alternative form of this deck, my Chaos Dragons. Basically, I just take a bunch of the staple stuff and then put it into the Hieratic core that I already have, and there's my Hieratic deck. All I need to complete the Hieratic deck form is a second Tomb. That's it. So, and that's on its way. So that's once the Tomb's there, I will have the Hieratic deck list. And then there's the Vice Challenger deck list, or Exceeds Beatdown, because I've got proxies filling in for the stuff that I don't have sidewise, so I figured I'd just show it off with the real life deck build that I have. But I'm going too far long, and that's going to mean bigger file sizes, and that's going to mean longer conversions, so I will shut up now.